guys, I'm Becky from Book Bite Reviews, and today I will be telling you the 10 books that have been most recently added to my TBR. Today's topic comes from Top 10 Tuesday, which is a tag that has always been done on blogs. As far as I know, I don't know anybody who has done it in a video or other format, but I'm sure that they are out there. So this tag has been going on for the last 8 years. It was originally started by a blogger called The Broke and the Bookish, and last January a new blogger took it over, That Artsy Reader Girl. So basically what it is every Tuesday there is a new topic for you to make a top 10 list for. I have randomly always participated in this tag, and I've always done it on my blog, so now that I have started my YouTube channel, I have decided to go ahead and start using this medium to do it now. The way that I'm going to do this is I am going to first start with the oldest book that I've added to my TBR and then end with my most recent. The first one is Damsel by Elana K. Arnold. The right has always been that when a prince who is going to become king comes of age, he must go off into the world, slay a dragon, and save the damsel who will now become his new bride. Our main character wakes up in the prince's arms, and she has no memory of how she got there, what exactly has happened while she's been there, and only has him to trust of what is going on and why she should become his new princess. So he takes her back to the kingdom. Everyone is happy and heralds her as the new princess, but that night she finds out that things are not exactly as they seem. There are more to the legends of damsels and dragons than anyone knows, and this princess is ready to find out exactly what is going on. Next we have Every Moment After by Joseph Moldover. This one is a darker contemporary coming-of-age story. 11 years ago there was a very traumatic school shooting, and these two boys have survived, and so we follow them as they have just graduated high school now, and they are coming to terms with how to deal with their guilt and how they should move on. So they are going to be dealing with things like relationships, friendships, first love, and learning how to live. Next we have That Night by Balog. I hope I'm saying that last name correctly. This one is about a girl whose boyfriend commits suicide, but she does not believe that he actually did it because she could never imagine him doing that. Her memory of that night is very, very fleeted, and so she starts working with his stepbrother and her best friend to figure out what happened that night and what happened to her boyfriend. As the truth begins to unravel, our main character finds out secrets that she never could have imagined. Next, we have Breathing Lies by Jessica Sorensen. This book follows a girl who has been best friends with two twin brothers since she can remember. She describes one as being sweet and light and the other one darkness and danger. She has been in love with the one that is sweet for a very long time, and one night she decides to tell him how she feels. But unfortunately, that is also the night that she almost drowns. They tell her that the sweet brother is the one that jumped into the water and saved her, but she has a very hard time remembering what exactly happened, and she keeps having these dreams that it was actually the other brother that saved her. She doesn't know why they would lie to her. They both keep saying that that's not what happened, so now she is on this path to figure out what exactly happened that night. Next is The Burning Shadow by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This one is the sequel to The Darkest Star, which is a spin-off of the Lux series. Unfortunately, this one does not have an official blurb about it. I can only guess what it is about because of what I read in The Darkest Star, but this one is my most anticipated read of the year. It comes out in October, and I'm very excited to get my hands on it. Next is If You're Out There by Katy Loutzenhiser. This book follows a girl who has been best friends with her friend for a long time, but unfortunately that girl moves away. And when she does, she completely cuts off communication with our main character, and her social media shows her turning into this person that is completely different from who she used to be. All of our main character's current friends are telling her to get over it. She's just trying to reinvent herself. Just let her be her and move on. Nothing crazy is going on. But our main character is not convinced. She thinks something else is going on. She meets this new guy in her Spanish class, and he is convinced, just like her, that something else is going on. So they decide that they're going to investigate it and find out. Next, we have The Cerulean by Amy Ewing. This author is not new to me. I have heard of her Jewel series, and I am planning on reading at least the first one later this year. But I did hear about this brand new book by her, and I am very on the edge of whether or not I should read it. So this one is about our main character who is part of the Cerulean people. She has never felt like she fits in with them, but she just keeps on living life. She has always been told from a young age about the monstrous humans that live below them, and every year, I believe, they have a sacrifice to appease the gods. This year, our main character is chosen as the sacrifice, and she has to literally throw herself off of a ledge. When she does, she ends up surviving, and she is amongst the human monstrous people that she's heard about, but they are nothing like the stories that she's been told, and she finds out that everything that they have been led to believe is not exactly true. So the reason I am on the fence about this one is because it is unlike anything I've ever read before. I am just now diving into fantasy. I'm really enjoying it, but I am still pretty skeptical of what I will end up liking, and this one is very on the border. I've heard amazing things about Amy, but I don't know if this book is going to be for me. So if you have read it or if you've heard great things about it, convince me to read it in the comments below. Next, we have A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This one is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Need I say more? From the description, there really isn't a whole lot for me to go off of. It is sounding basically like the basic outline of Beauty and the Beast. I'm sure there's going to be different variations because it is a retelling, but it does seem from what I can read that our main character is going to have a lot more darker, damaging things in her past. I am very, very excited to read this one. Next up is Slayer by Kiersten White. So last year I did read Kiersten's book Paranormalcy, which is a pretty old series, but I absolutely devoured it and loved it. I cannot wait to finally read the rest of the series, hopefully in 2019. So her newest book takes place in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer world, so I am very, very excited to check this one out. Our main character, Nina, goes to the Watcher Academy where she is trained to be a guide for the Slayers, which are girls who have been gifted with supernatural powers to fight the powers of darkness. That is until Nina's life changes forever because of Buffy, the most infamous Slayer there is. Unfortunately, Nina's father dies protecting Buffy, and somehow, I'm not really sure how, I don't know if Buffy does it or there's a prophecy, I don't know, but somehow Nina is chosen as the next Slayer and also the last Slayer. Nina has to learn to hone her skills, and she is not that great at it, but unfortunately bodies start piling up, and it turns out that somebody that she loves is now in danger, and Nina must figure it all out to save everybody. Be quiet. And the last book and most recent book that I've added to my TBR is Harley Merlin and the Secret Coven by Bella Forrest. Thanks to very creepy Instagram ads, this book popped up on my Instagram feed, and it was described as the next Harry Potter. Now, before you guys start freaking out in the comments, I am well aware that this book is not going to be the next Harry Potter. Nothing can be the next Harry Potter, but that little tidbit interested me enough to go on its Goodreads page and read what it is about, and it actually has caught my eye and been added to my TBR. Harley Merlin is obviously our main character, and she is an empath, which means that she can feel what other people are feeling. And she has no idea where this gift comes from because she grew up in a foster home. She is 19 years old now, and one night she crosses paths with a very terrifying and very real monster. Out of nowhere, a young warlock named Wade Crowley shows up out of nowhere, and he tells her of her magical powers. What I love about Wade is that he is described as being annoyingly arrogant, which means they're going to fall in love. And I personally love an annoyingly arrogant love interest. So like I said, I know that this is not really going to be the next Harry Potter, but I won't really know that until I read it. So it did interest me enough to at least add it to my TBR. I definitely plan on reading this. It is available on Amazon, I think for like $4. So I definitely think I'm going to end up reading this after I finish the Harry Potter books. Okay guys, that is everything that I have for you. That is all 10 of my most recent adds to my TBR. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this and are looking forward to me doing more. I will definitely be doing more Top 10 Tuesdays right here for you because I love lists. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.